So good evening, everyone, and welcome to this last but not any less important session on restaurant marketing. And we are here to talk about the innovations in how the marketing has been evolving over the past few decades or years, and probably days. Things are evolving in days these days or hours as we speak. So I am joined with an illustrious panel here, and we're going to keep it very informal. And I would first request each one of our friends sitting here to have a brief introduction, and then we'll quickly start the fireside chat.
Okay. Yeah, hi. My name is Sameer Dave, and I am the founder for the brand called Conical Gaufres. And we are spreading sweetness around the world by our exclusive desserts that we are serving. So we serve waffles, which are stick waffles, a different concept from a regular waffle. And we have donuts, gelatos, thick shake, milkshakes, a lot of varieties. And to the extent we are now a 7-year-old brand and we are doing good. 80 plus outlets pan India along with franchisee outlets. And we are using marketing as a great tool for the growth. So definitely we'll have a great discussion today with the panel. Thank you very much for having me here. It's a great honor. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Shreh Madan and I'm the co-founder for Burgrill. So this is a burger restaurant which has been there for last 8 years, and we are currently, majority of our stores are in northern part of India. We're sitting at 65 outlets across India, and we have just started with our store in Mumbai, and we are here for the opening of it. So yeah, quite excited there. Thank you.
Hi guys, I just introduced myself in the last round, but yet again, Gurmeet Kochhar. I'm a dabba wala and a parathe wala. I run Spice Box, which is a tiffin service pan Mumbai, and Kiddan, which has got outlets in multi-cities. So we have 22 outlets currently. Pre-pandemic, we had 40 outlets. This year, we'll be back to 40. So yeah.
All right, so quick introduction. I am the co-founder of a company called 𝐊𝐳𝐵𝐻 Hospitality. We have been in the business for 19 years now. And thanks Images for supporting us during our days. I mean, I go back to 2008 and 9 when we started the India Retail Forum Association. Thank you Images for that. And yes, so my company runs various formats across malls, airports, and the most recent has been an artisanal cafe in Goa, in the Latin quarters of Goa. So yes, that's about it. We operate in 6 cities as we speak, and including some large master concession contracts at airports, flight catering, and the likes. So it's been a wonderful journey for us at 𝐊𝐳𝐵𝐻 Hospitality, and I think today is going to be an engaging session. And so if I may say, marketing, as we read in our MBAs, was the typical blue book called the Philip Kotler. And I think now what we see, as we were just talking, that it's evolving every day. So I think the first and the most obvious question which comes to each one of us is that, and I would like individually, if you guys can probably give in your insights about how your experience has been. So the traditional, if I may say, the Philip Kotler marketing versus what we are seeing today, digital and AI and all that stuff. So starting with Sameer, if you can share your insights.
Okay. Marketing is something, very unique concept, and it, I believe, has a different cycles altogether, and it evolves differently and dilutes differently. So, say for example, nowadays, this influencer marketing, which we think every brand has become a need for influencer marketing. So they have to call the influencers, they have to tell them to market their product, market their brand. But what basic thing that we understand, like we have a team of digital marketers, digital marketing agencies that we tied up with. They also have a certain level of limitations. Beyond that, they cannot figure out what to do. But when we see an influencer entering our restaurant, he is with a different mindset because he has been to a lot of restaurants, lot of brands, and he actually knows that what will be the right way to present this brand. Even if we give them a input, they will say, no, sir, this is not going to work. So either we have to change our thoughts when we come into marketing, that, we can't keep on pushing few things completely cyclic, which is going to end certain period of time. We have to take inputs from the people who are already on the fields, giving a right view. So we use digital marketing as a great tool, and I believe it is a great way to reach out to the audience, which is not going to see you, even if they are walking through your restaurant. So even if most of the people are there on the mobiles nowadays, so they want to see the restaurant on mobile, but if they walk through that same street, they will not identify that the same restaurant I have seen on the mobile.
That indeed is a challenge, yes.
So digital marketing is helping us to grab those customers who want to come to a restaurant only through some medium, which is a digital marketing. So I believe every input that comes from a digital marketer has to be taken seriously for the restaurant industry, and every new things they have to try up. Like influencers nowadays, they give a very good video shoots. Even if we hire the best videographer or the best director, they will not give us the right photography or videography of a restaurant. But a normal influencer with a small mobile also can give us the right photography. And it's a real fact with our brand, like we have a stick waffle concept. So it was not evolving in early days when we started. But someday a digital influencer came to our outlet and he shot it that way. It went to 15 million views within 15 days
That's
on
awesome.
Instagram. And second day onwards, we get a business of around like 20-30,000 rupees daily on that particular outlet. And he shot one particular product. And that product got viral. And from second day, we are selling only that product only, particular flavor. So that is giving us a boost that, some kind of things which people are liking it.
Yeah.
But as a brand, we cannot keep a 360-degree view on everything, on the marketing, on the sales, on the accounts and everything. So we have to keep digital marketing as a platform, but we have to tie up with all the most popular people, maybe our influencers or the digital marketers or agencies.
So, Sameer,
to
I have a
work on
question
it.
here. I'm sorry I'm interrupting you. That was very interesting. You said that, you had this influencer walking in and, posting a reel. And what do you think was there in that particular reel? Because I'm sure you must have had hundreds of them, right?
Correct.
So was it about the product? Was it about a combination of the way it was shot? And so what are your views? Because that will be an enriching thing for all of us to know.
Yes, so the product was unique, which was not getting marketed well, one thing. So one audience who started learning that this is a new product which has come up in the market, and it got shared, lot of reels got shared like anything. And say, if I'm liking it, I'm sharing it to you, let's try and go. And people started commenting on it. So when the people started commenting, other people also started knowing that something is going wild. And that has given us the reel a different boost, and it went to millions. That how, yeah.
So that's very, I think that's a wonderful insight which you gave. And over to you, sir, for...
We look at marketing in a very different way. I agree with few points that we have been shared, but what I really feel, it's basically how viral you go. It is not about how it was shot. Was it the right angle? Was it the right product? It was the right timing. It is about when and how things go viral. We have stopped, sorry to be saying that, but we have stopped influencer marketing at all, because we feel when you're trying to push something, that is something that does not work. So for us, everything that we're trying to do is getting something which is more and more things which are relevant to what is happening around, what is more shareable, what is something that people will look and send it to another 10 people, which influencers do. Yeah. There is no doubt there. But when we talk about traditional marketing and what is happening right now, it is a complete contrast. There was one time when you were talking about doing a flyering thing. I think flyering is done within 1 kilometers, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers. And there are people, if you tell them there is something missing, you are missing something by not coming to my restaurant. That is for us at Burgrill, we consider...
So what is that thing?
That thing is we create a FOMO by maybe, so there is at Burgrill, we were the first ones to do a butter chicken burger with collaboration with 𝐊𝐧𝐵𝐿𝐴. So when we did that, there were a lot of butter chicken players who were like, really? In a burger? Really? And that curiosity that we wanted to people to actually come to our store and see something. Oh, really? Okay. And I'm telling you, that product has given me, that singular product has given me a revenue of around about 50 lakhs in 6 months. I'm not saying it's best, but it's about how people are curious about seeing collaborations in the longer run and trying new products and maybe trying new concepts as a whole. So for me, marketing is not about, doing it traditionally, putting in the newspaper. I think we are catering to the Gen Zs, and we've spoken about Gen Zs a lot. I mean, but Gen Zs are the way forward. These guys want to know what is going behind the scene. They're not very okay doing, so if there is a video of someone, preparing food and, placing it or assembling a burger, they like it. It's good. But what if I tell you, by mistake, instead of the lettuce, I had put something else, and there was there was something which was incorrect. You will get more views on that. So the point is, behind the scenes, which people have not experienced, is what they are trying to look at. So for us, and another example that I really feel is, which is powered by AI, is I think on my mom's birthday, I got a message from Zomato saying, why don't you send a sweet message to your mother, which is recorded by Neena Gupta. And I was like, really? Is that even possible? And it was just 19 rupees. And I'm like, why not, yeah? So I made this video. I was so happy because it was driven by AI. So, Namaste Sivi this. Aapke bachche bahut pyar karte hain aapko. I'm like, really? Like, this is so nice. So these concepts is something where AI has worked their role. And I think that is where we bring a change into the traditional marketing that is happening across.
So that kind of builds the connect between the consumer
Yes,
and the brand.
personalization is what it is.
I think that's, you cracked the word, which is personalization. Absolutely, awesome.
So I think in terms of the delivery space, because you are only primarily into delivery and there is no storefront, there is no restaurant, the connect that you make with storytelling becomes very important for you and the consumer. So how well you narrate your story, how well do you narrate the story of how your product has evolved? What was the journey of you getting into food, or what was the journey of that product coming from conception to actually being delivered to you is an exciting thing. Like, for example, when we started with, again, I'm sorry, but everyone, sorry for the language also, butter chicken is so bastardized that, everything, the first thing that happened was when we got butter chicken paratha, on our menu 5 years ago, it became a rage, and like, Radio City called us, etc. and everything, and they're like, okay, is this correct what you're doing? So, and I understand, but the whole idea of narrating that story, so storytelling is very important, I think, if you're only a delivery-only kitchen or delivery-only brand. So how well do you narrate your story is very important. And also, I think evolution is something that is something that we have to be very mindful of, because everything has a cycle, right? Like how influencer marketing started off 8 years ago, peaked 4 to 5 years ago, and now it's become kind of unaffordable because you won't get the right ROI for that kind of this thing. Sorry, like.
So that's very well said, Gurmeet, and I think that probably happens with almost everything in life. I mean, things kind of get blown out of proportion, and beyond a point, but I believe equilibrium establishes, right? So as you said, as we speak, the ROIs from influencer marketing, two, the complete non-transparency in how your money is being spent across these digital platforms, I think it is going above the roof. And I think many of us in the industry are completely clueless as to, how, especially the ones who are entering new. Because, see, going back to the, the basics of marketing, so why do we, let's ask a question as to why do we even need to market, right? So the first thing is we need to have the brand awareness and obviously generate revenues, right? And the easiest we see today is that, you have influencers walking in, and as you said, Sameer, that your reel goes viral, and suddenly you start seeing your cash registers ringing in. So that's one part of it. The second part, which I want your inputs on that. So there's no denying of the fact that digital and some traditional ways are beautiful mediums to get customers into our outlets, restaurants, cafes. My question to you would be that how do you sustain that? So let's say I open a restaurant, I make my brand aware. There are people walking into it. But I think the real success, and especially the success, the way we measure it, and I think all of us will agree that how many of them are actually coming back? Yeah. Because that is what will actually, keep us in business. Correct. Because we see, and we all know, the data that how many restaurants are able to survive 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years. So what are your thoughts on that? I would, quickly ask, starting from Sameer, if you can share your views. Sustaining that.
Correct. So retention is what I guess you are asking.
Yes.
Correct. So retention for every business, not even restaurant, every business is important. But digital marketing is a resource where you can place your retention strategies and you can try to acquire those customers who has come once and you want them to repeat.
Yes.
Now there are two factors. One is the product is going to market itself. If you have right product and the right placement and a customer liking it, it is going to 50% come for the product. 50% is going to come only if you have certain offers to give him, right? But when you put some offers or put something you want to present to the customer, the medium is digital marketing. And why digital marketing? Because the person who has come first has come through that medium only. We are spreading an awareness through some marketing activities, whether it is a traditional marketing or digital marketing. Same medium you have to use again for the customer to retain as well for the 50% of the time. 50% product is going to work for you. But when he's coming back, you have to make sure that delights keeps on going that way and the cycle remains the same and the customer is retained. Now, whenever you are budgeting yourself, you have to keep budgets for marketing as well, budgets for aggregators commission as well. Then some chunks is left for you, which is a net margin, obviously. But yeah, so retention has a different strategies working on it. So we tried different retention techniques where we delight them with the loyalty marketings, loyalty points, right? So loyalty points, majority of the brands are giving, but customers is not aware that he is having the loyalty points when he's walking the
because there are so many loyalty programs that one is subscribed to that it's difficult to keep track.
But what if we delight him when he's entering that time that you are having 100 loyalty points in your wallet, you can redeem today. So that is a trust that is getting built between brand and the customer. That brand
that's a great thought, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are working on an AI model where we are trying to make these points in that, integrating that points that when a customer is entering our store, he should be delighted with the points first, loyalty points or any kind of delights. That is the first thing to make the ice breaking happening, and that is also a part of marketing. It's a budgeted marketing that is going to help us. So my way is that customer experience should be a part of digital marketing.
Awesome. So I think customer experience is eventually what keeps our business afloat, right? Your thoughts, sir?
So I feel when we really talk about retention, the primary thing is the product. I mean, if the product is right, the people will come back for it. But if you look at the marketing aspect of it, there are so many elements that we really look into which can actually get someone to come back into your restaurant. Maybe could be experience, could be loyalty, could be so many things. But what I really want to focus, and we have really focused on, is maybe segmenting the data, which is again powered by AI, and telling us what are the people who are the high spenders, having a different offer for them, having different segmentations for people who have not reached out to you in 90 days, people who have come back and not come. So there is another study that we did, and it was a very small thing that we did, was what is one item that somebody came in and, somebody had and did not come back after that. Is that a product? So there was another study that we did was, so there was a sandwich, a smoked chicken sandwich, which was selling really good. But we saw by the end of it, there were people who were not coming back after that product. So identifying the real thing,
maybe though it was the best seller, you said?
It
So
was a
that's
best seller. It's still
striking.
because there are things that really work for us. I have seen a sale of increase of 30% of a product. I'll give you an example. So we used to call our there was a burger called Beach Room Burger. It wasn't selling at all because whenever people used to read it, maybe I'm just guessing that people used to say nahi yaar beetroot nahi. I mean that's the kind of nuances that we used to get from our customers. We have changed it to Big Bomber and we see an increase of 30%. Same product, but yeah, it really matters. And when you talk about retention, I think retention is through a customer experience that we give at a store. It is just that, and making sure that everybody who comes back to your store has a taste that he has in his mouth. So, for example, he had maybe a butter chicken burger, and he wants to have that same burger. If the product is not consistent, he's not coming back.
Of course, that goes without saying.
And last point, where I also think that other than retention, there is one more thing that really works, is brand wars. Not being done in India so far. I'm trying to, but this a brand wars is like what happened with Moti Mahal and Daryaganj, fighting over butter chicken. Brand wars. Yeah. So people fighting in the court for saying that we originated the butter chicken. So again, these are examples where I think that catch your attention. I would have never tried a butter chicken. Right now we were a couple of friends sitting together and we're like, yaar ek kaam karte dono se mangwate hain. We decide which is better. We are the mean ones. So yeah.
Well said, yeah.
So I actually really loved your question because in terms of the LTV, as we call it, the lifetime value that a customer brings is actually something that you need to really evaluate because you're paying through our skulls these days, not even through our nose. There is nothing. I mean, like there's either Google that you're paying to or Zuckerberg uncle that you're paying to, and if anything gets left over, Swiggy and Zomato leave nothing on the table, right? So you have to see what exactly are you doing to get that customer in, and once that customer's in, having that customer deliver that experience that customer becomes a multiple time visiting customer. So the LTV of a customer should really shoot up for the business to make sense. Having said that, I have Aditya who's from my team here, and he keeps saying that, like when we are sitting in the office, etc. and everything, and we are speaking about things, he's like, hey, you boast about the kind of ingredients that we are using, etc. and everything, but who knows about it except you? So I think, yeah, that's so true. He's like, we need to tell the story, right? So this, again, it comes down to using the storytelling mediums, be it Instagram or be it Swiggy or Zomato or whatever medium you are on, to tell your story and keep reiterating that story, because even the LTV of this consumer who you've got on board right now, because everyone's got that attention of a fly, right? Because right now also, while speaking to you, while trying to concentrate on what you were saying, I got 5 notifications on his watch, and I was like, 1 minute, I was about to do this. So I was like, hey, I am not being able to concentrate on the question, right? So technically, that is what happens to each and every one of us, where everyone's competing for that same eyeball for that 1 second, and then you get snatched away. So you have to do a good blend between both, as in getting the consumer on board, retaining that customer, and making sure that that customer is getting to know about you and does not forget you for long.
Great. So Gurmeet, what you just said was that, for example, you said that if you're using the best quality ingredients or something special that goes into your stuff which others aren't doing, and I totally relate because what we, for example, have been using in our cafe in Goa. So, for example, now the pesto sauce is what we make in-house, right? So, what you're saying is that it is important to do it. It will reflect in the taste at the end of the day, because that's the old school. I mean, if the food is good, the customers are coming back for sure. But what you just said is that it is equally important to do the storytelling, is that?
So just imagine if Daryaganj or Moti Mahal had done their storytelling right, there wouldn't have been a food war.
Well said. So, so storytelling seems to be, and very important. The brand, I couldn't get that term that you were using in Moti Mahal versus Darya.
Brand was, yeah.
That's a
So
new-
we're trying now trying to fight with Rebel. So again, this is an insight that there was a, I don't know if you guys know about this viral meme called Ganji Chodail. It's a green Ganji Chodail. So this is a green.
I really like that he's all about virality, like from the get-go.
No, it's a digital avatar, which is very
We are creating
viral.
a part 2 of it, keeping Rebel in mind. So they've just launched a burger app. We're trying to challenge them and doing a brand war. I don't know if it works or not. I'll let you know. You guys might see it. If it goes viral, then you guys might see it.
You make us feel archaic. You know, I finished my MBA long back, almost 18, 20 years back. So I think I'll need to, a lot of these new terms coming in, we'll have to catch up with that. So I think we just have about 4 minutes left. So we will now quickly try to understand. So one thing which I think we have always been talking about digital, is there anything which is quickly, and we'll have to do a 30-second one on this one, anything in conventional marketing that you do, or no? Absolutely no.
Convection marketing is there, but it's like a 10% or 20% of the total marketing percentage. So like flyers and all are something which is very common nowadays, but yeah, we try to boost it by giving extra loyalty points through a visiting card kind of format, where you refer a friend will come with that card, and your friend both will get 10% discount. Okay. That kind of conventional marketing we try to do with the customers who are there in the stores.
So for me, no. Conventional marketing is so boring, and being surrounded by Gen Zs, the whole team is Gen Z for me, and they're like, nahi, ye nahi hoga. And I have to agree to what these guys say. So the only form of traditional thing that we're doing is maybe discount coupons, which we give with all the Zomato Swiggy orders. But other than that, and that also to be redeemed on dine-in, to bring in more dine-in people into it. But other than that, the only thing that you're trying to do is create new ideas to reach and get viral.
Do these work? The ones that you give with the, I believe you give coupons with the delivery orders, right? You punch them with the thing. Does it work?
Yeah, I mean they do, but for few people, like in Delhi, it does not, because Delhi people, it's convenience over discounts. They're like, no, it's okay. We'll have it from our convenience of our home. So it does not work, but it works wonders in Punjab.
Awesome. Gurmeet.
I think we have a dual-pronged approach towards this because, A, the reason why we started doing a little retro marketing, as we call it, is because I didn't have enough funds left to keep paying Instagram. So like, okay, we'll have to come up with something.
Zuckerberg uncle.
Yeah, Zuckerberg uncle has taken literally everything. I have an SIP going towards Zuckerberg uncle every month. So I said, okay, this has to be taken care of. And also what's happened is we've seen that the trends of the 80s and 90s are coming back in a very big way, which the Gen Zs are bringing back. So we said, all right, how can we club this in a manner that we become sustainable? Because forget the retro aspect of it, paisa nahi bacha. So now what do we do to make sure that, there should be another channel of marketing to see what the ROI is on that front. And because you have scale, you have to do it for 40 branches and et cetera and et cetera. So we're like, okay, these small little things where people are going retro in terms of small play cards. We don't actually do any pamphleting because pamphleting is not retro. It's like, I think, archaic. So we don't do that. But I think email is coming back in a very big way.
Yes, indeed.
Right? Because what happened was in the 2000s and 2010s, where everyone, 94% of your emails were spam. Now that has changed drastically because like Tim Cook uncle does not allow any spam to come to your thing. So you are only getting access to people who actually have your real email ID. So the open rates, as you call that, has shot up.
Even
so
the verified emails you can
yes,
business
verified
accounts.
emails, yes. And also, if we...
And those crazy, subject lines. Absolutely. Have you lost 15 kgs in one day? So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So they are really catchy.
Yeah, so I think that way, the only retro thing that we've gone back to is email marketing. And I think it's been really, really good that we've seen the ROI on that.
Awesome, Gurmeet. So I think we are coming towards the end of the session. And I think thank you, everyone, for being so patient. And I would just like to add that all of us need to remember that we are in the business of food. Yes. And marketing is an enabler. It is not what ensures that we stay in business. And there are hundreds of examples where people are not spending a penny on marketing, but it's the food and the quality of the stuff that they deliver primarily, which gets the customers back. So I think with that in mind, we can, that if we keep that in mind, we'll be more and more effective in whatever tools we use in marketing.
Actually, in the food space, as you know, like the success rate is just 1 to 2%. The fact that if you have sustained good quality throughout, it's the last man standing. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you can't sustain that for like 5 years, 10 years,
it works against you. Yeah? It's a double-edged sword at the end. Of the day.
Agreed, completely agreed.
Great, gentlemen. It was nice having all of you, and thank you everyone for being such patient audience at the end of the day. Thank you very much. Over to you, Anish.